Hello students, today we are going to discuss syllabus of CH101 Physical Chemistry for first year BSc. As per CBCS pattern, CBCS means choice based credit system, and that course is of 2 credits having 36 lectures of 50 minutes, and in this course we learn 3 chapters. First, chemical energetics. In chemical energetics we learn thermodynamics. Then Zeroth law. In thermodynamics, Zeroth law, first law, second law, and third law. This law we are already discussed in previous year in 12th class. Okay. Then next point is important principles and objectives. Principles and objectives of thermodynamics. The next point is merits and demerits of thermodynamic. Next point is calculation of bond energy, bond dissociation energy. Calculation of bond energy, bond dissociation energy, bond energy, bond dissociation energy, and resonance energy from thermochemical data. Okay. Then next point in this is third law. Which is discussed in descriptive form, and the last point is problems based on thermodynamics. Which contain some another points such as enthalpy, then entropy of a system, and some points related to that. Next chapter is chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium, chapter 2. Chemical equilibrium. Okay, this is second chapter. First chapter is of 11 lectures. First chapter have 11 lectures of 50 minutes. Then second chapter also have 11 lectures. Both chapters are somewhat bigger and vast. It contains introduction, free energy, and equilibrium. Introduction of free energy, and equilibrium. Its data analysis. These are some sub points in that. The next point is the reactions gives energy, exergonic and endergonic reactions. Exergonic and endergonic reactions. The next point, exergonic reaction and endergonic reaction means if we go for exothermic and endothermic reactions. All these concepts are somewhat similar to that. Exergonic means what? Heat is escaped from the system to the surrounding, and endergonic reaction means what? The reaction can consume heat from the surrounding, so that the system's temperature will increase and temperature of surrounding is decreased. And in case of exergonic reaction, there is heat is evolved from the reaction. So we call this is exothermic reaction, which contain heat is evolved from the system or heat is evolved from the reaction. So that we call this is exergonic reaction, and some points related to that we can discuss separately in this chapter, chemical equilibrium. Next point is the perfect gas equilibrium. The perfect gas equilibrium. Here this point is also discussed in this equilibrium chapter, chemical equilibrium. The next point is the relation between equilibrium constant, molar interpretation of equilibrium constant. Next point is equilibrium constant, equilibrium constant. Then another point in this chapter is the response of equilibria to the conditions. The response of equilibria conditions to equilibria. Okay. Then next point is Van 't Hoff equation. Van 't Hoff equation. Van 't Hoff equation. This is another important point, Van 't Hoff equation. Then next one is value of K at different temperatures. Value of K. At different temperature. All these points we can discuss in the chapter chemical equilibrium. Okay, and this chapter have also 11 lectures. This is second chapter, and now last chapter is equilibria. So we go for last chapter. Students, we are now discussing syllabus of Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune, which is designed in 2019 for first year BSc. Third chapter is ionic equilibria. Ionic equilibria. In this chapter, the stronger, moderate and weak electrolytes. First point is strong, moderate and weak electrolytes. Stronger, moderate and weak electrolyte. So in this chapter we are learn about very simple concepts like ions, ionic equilibria, equilibrium between ions of different charges, either it is positive or negative charge. In this case, here we write here strong, moderate and weak electrolytes. What is meant by strong electrolytes? Strong electrolyte means what? So first we can discuss about electrolytes. So what is meant by electrolytes? Electrolyte means the salt which can dissolve in the solvent completely. So that we call this is strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte contain all the ions are dissociated, or salt is totally dissociated into the solution and are able to conduct electricity. That solution are able to conduct electricity. That's why we call this is the electrolyte. Okay. Then moderate electrolyte means what? After the addition of some different salts in the solution, at that time that solution is able to conduct electricity. That's why we call this is moderate. And last one is the weak electrolyte. So what is meant by weak electrolyte? Weak electrolyte which contain the electrolytes which are able to conduct electricity but in very less amount. So that we call this is weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte are also defined in another way, like if the salt is not completely dissociated or partially dissociated into its corresponding ion in the solution, at that time we call this is the weak electrolyte. So we can discuss this point briefly in this chapter. The next point is factors affecting degree of ionization. Factors affecting degree of ionization. So many factors are there which can affect the degree of ionization, extent of ionization, at what condition is required for the total ionization or for making a strong electrolyte. Some points regarding this, some factors are given in this point. Then next point is ionization constant and ionic product of water. So these are factors affecting ionic product and solubility product of water and solubility product of water. So these are some important points and we can discuss in brief. Okay, next point is ionization of weak acid, and bases. Ionization of weak acid and bases. Then pH scale. What is the pH scale? pH scale means the range of pH. What is the range? Range is from 1 to 14. And at 1 pH we call this is strongly acidic solution. If the pH is 14, at that time we call the solution is strongly basic. And if the value of pH is 7, at that time we call that solution is neutral. What is meant by neutral? Neutral means the amount of acidity and basicity is equal, in equilibrium. At that time we call this solution is neutral at 7 pH. And if the pH is 1, at that time we call this strongly acidic. Means what? Acidic content is more, or positively charged ions are excess, acidic ions are excess, and that's why we call this is acidic solution, strongly acidic solution. Okay, then next point is salt hydrolysis. Next point is salt hydrolysis. Salt hydrolysis means simply we add water in the salt. At that time it will convert into the corresponding ions, either that is positively charged or negatively charged with water. Okay, the next point is calculation of hydrolysis constant. Calculation of hydrolysis constant. Hydrolysis constant. Next point is degree of hydrolysis and pH of different salts. Degree of hydrolysis and pH of different salts. pH of different salts. Then next point is buffer solution, solubility and solubility product. Next point is buffer solution. Next point buffer solution, solubility and solubility product. Buffer solution, solubility and solubility product. Next point, and this is one of the last point of sparingly soluble salts, of sparingly soluble salts. So student, this is one of the new word for us, and here we know about the explanation about this word sparingly. So we call this is triple S, sparingly soluble salts. So what is meant by sparingly soluble salts? Sparingly soluble salts are those salts which are soluble in its corresponding solvent less than 0.1%, less than 0.1%, or its solubility is less than 0.1%. At that time we call that solutions are, or that salts are nothing but the sparingly soluble salts, and we call that salts are practically insoluble. These sparingly soluble salts are practically insoluble. Why? Because its concentration is very less. So that we call these are the sparingly soluble salts, and that point we are discussed in brief in this chapter, ionic equilibria. and the last point in this, applications of solubility product principles. Applications. Okay, so this point, third, ionic equilibria, is of 14 lectures. So in this lecture we discussed about the syllabus of CH101 physical chemistry, CH101 physical chemistry, having 3 lectures. Total lectures are 35. Now we can calculate all the lectures. First chapter has 11 lectures, second chapter has 11 lectures, and third chapter has 14 lectures. So that all lectures are 4 plus 1 plus 1, 6, and here 3, 6. So 36 lectures are there for these 3 chapters. Okay, this is the syllabus for the first semester of FY BSc Chemistry first. Okay, thank you.